In the rich text label, select BB Code enabled. Type the effect you want, add any properties within the square brackets. You can also add a slash version of the effect to dictate when it stops, or you could allow the effect to apply to all the text after it. In the case of nested effects, you must disable all effects nested within the effect you desire to disable. You can then re-enable the nested effects you had to disable. These are some basic effects. These are some common sorting effects. Finally, here we have some unique effects. Also keep in mind you may need to disable content clip for some of the effects that go outside of the bounding box of the rich text label. We will now create two custom effects, a highlight effect and a text appear effect. Go to Script, select File, New Script, name it. Keep in mind if you want the effect to be active within the Godot editor, then add Tool to the top of the script. Make it extend rich text effect, add a class name. This will be used when adding the custom effect in the list of available effects for the rich text label. Add a variable called BB Code. This will define the effect name that we will use in the square brackets. Add a process custom fx function, which runs its code per text character. Create two variables, one for the animation speed and one for the wave span. The string is the name of the property within the square brackets and the number is the default value. Create a final variable for the alpha or transparency value. The sign function makes it return a number from -1 to 1 based on the elapsed time multiplied by animation speed. The addition of the relative index divided by the wavespan affects the spacing out of the effect. Finally, the multiplication of the sign function by the 0.5 plus 0.5 will make the sign return 0 to 1, which is what we want for transparency instead of -1 to 1. Set the text character's alpha to the alpha value variable and return true. To add this effect into the list of available effects for the rich text label, select Markup, Custom Effects, increase the size, then load the highlight effect. For the text appear effect, create a new script for the effect, set its extend, class name, and BB Code variable. Create a global script that will allow the effect to grab the rich text label using it. To allow this global script to be grabbed by any other script in our game, go to Project, Project Settings, Globals, select the File button, select the global script, and click Add. In the global script, create a variable which will be used to refer to the rich text label using the appear effect. Null means that the label hasn't been set yet. Create a third and final script for the rich text label that will have the appear effect. In this label script, we will add a function for entering and exiting the scene setting the global script variable. This ensures that the global variable is set to grab the node once it loads in. We'll then establish two variables, one for the animation progress which will go from 0 to 1, and one for the bounce effect that will occur when the text appears. To finish this label's node script, add a function that gets the character's animation time. Establish two variables, one for the total amount of characters in the label and one for the position in time of the effect. Finally, we will return the normalized time of the character animation, clamped, to ensure there are no negative values or values that exceed the possible time. We will have a variable equal this function, and return will provide the actual value that the variable will equal. In the appear effect script, we'll create three functions: get animation time, to grab the normalized animation time per character, bounce, which will handle the vertical offset of the text characters, and finally the process custom fx function to handle per text character logic. Get animation time will simply return the result of the rich text label's character animation time function. The bounce function will return a sine wave with decay applied to the height, creating a bouncy springy effect. In the process custom fx function, create a variable to track the animation timeline of each text character. Then set the y offset to the bounce animation, and apply transparency based on the animation time that has passed for the text character so it appears gradually. Lastly, return true so the effect activates. Now go to the rich text label that will have this appear text effect. Add an animation player as its child, create an animation that will activate the text appear effect, keyframe the exported animation progress variable from the rich text label, and have it go from 0 to 1. Finally, either call this animation to play with code, or you can enable autoplay on load for the animation, so it activates as soon as the scene is loaded. Lastly, on the rich text label, select Markup, Custom Effects, increase the size, then load the appear effect.